Howell says there must be a demand in Bristol for mosques, hence there are 5+ there. To limit the number of mosques would amount to segregation. That would not help integration in any way. I'm a Christian. I have many wonderful Muslim friends, says Howell. Edmund, good afternoon to you.
Hi.
Hi. Would you ever vote for the EDL if they decided to enter mainstream British politics?
Good heavens, no.
Why not?
Well, they're paranoid maniacs who don't have a clue what they're talking about. Mr. Robinson has just claimed that the Bible was changed recently, which is entirely untrue. They're saying horrible things about Muslims. I live not too far from a mosque, from Shah Jamal and Cruise Road, and it's never caused any trouble. And I'm a student at Cardiff University, where we've got a couple of thousand Muslim students, and there is no trouble whatsoever. In fact, British research and British science absolutely fall apart if you clamp down on immigration. Britain relies on free exchange of ideas, open dialogue, an open cultural policy, and furthermore, we need people coming in from South Asia, from North America, and from all over the world, just to maintain the higher education system we have.
Why are so many people, Edmund, contacting this programme saying they support what Tommy has said, and good on Tommy for coming on the radio and speaking about something he believes passionately about?
Well, the EDL are very good at mobilizing online, and these people have nothing better to do than sit around on their computers and call in radio shows. What I want to know is if they think they're a serious political party, or that they're going to be, where are these people when there are potholes in the streets? You know, where are these people when the country is shut down by snowfall? They have no program. They have no idea about politics. All they have is rage, anger, and paranoia.
You are a single-issue group, Tommy Robinson, and are you based on rage, anger, and paranoia, as Edmund says?
I have no rage, I have no anger, and I have no paranoia. I have proudness to be British, and I have a really concerned worry for my kids' future. Really concerned. That's what this is about. This is about future generations to come. In the 1930s, whole generations gave their lives to protect the future for British people. Now, we must stand up. We must protect the future for our kids. We can't sit back and be cowards because we're too scared of being called a racist. Do you know how many times I've been called a racist? Do you know how many friends I've lost because of the English Defence League? Do you know how many family members I've lost because of the English Defence League? And it's because I'm right. And you can hear it from your viewers. We're right. And we don't care if... For too long now, the government, the Labour-controlled government, which were in bed with Islam, in bed for their votes, in bed for their Saudi money, have beat us down with the racist stick, have scared us into silence. And now we're standing up, and that's why their people are worried. These leftist people, like the man who's just speaking there, they're worried. They're worried because they know the tide has turned. They know people are no longer sitting back. People are standing up and saying how they feel. We've allowed Islamism, when I say Islamism, I mean the political wing of Islam, to take a grip of this country in towns and cities. Now, people say 30 years ago in Luton, there was 3,000 Muslims in one mosque. Now, 19 mosques, 30 to 40,000 Muslims. What do you think the next 30 years holds for my town? It's going to be 100 mosques. It's going to be 100,000 Muslims. So that's what, and it's inevitable because of Islamic demographics. It's inevitable because of the birth rate. And they're not integrating. And for people to come on and say they're not integrating because of groups like the EDL, we've been established 2 years. Muslim immigrants have been here for 20, 30, 40 years. They haven't integrated. It's got nothing to do with us. And I can't believe we're now getting blamed for their non-integration. We get blamed for their terrorism, their extremism. It's nothing to do with us. It's not our fault.
Yeah. Can I just ask you, Tommy, about... I was watching the BBC online earlier, and at the demonstration in Luton on Saturday, there was an interview with a chap named Abdul Salam, who's a Glasgow man. He's got a very strong Glaswegian accent, says he's a Muslim, argues that more Muslims should take the same stand, and many people might be thinking now that this was a man who was against your protest, but he was actually draped in a Union Jack flag supporting the EDL.
A proud British patriot. And you see Islam, the form of Islam that's being breeded in this country is the Wahhabi form. And I go to the gym with another Muslim, a great fellow he is, yeah? And he says, it's the Saudis. He gets so angry and blames it on the Saudis because they're taking over the religion. They're breeding the extremist form of Islam, the non-integration. Like the Wahhabi form of Islam, the fundamental belief in it is non-integration with Christians and Jews.
Can I just ask you about Abdul Salam? Is he welcome in your English Defence League?
He's a hero. He is a hero. He is put on people's shoulders and he is carried through our demonstrations as a true British Muslim.
Why is that? Why is he a hero?
Because that's what we want. We want that. That's what we want. We want British Muslims to be draped in the British flag. We want them to come out and say we're proud to be British. We want them to integrate. That's what we're saying. And he is a perfect example. And they want to kill him. They want to kill him because of it. Do you know what I mean? And he says he is the true Islam, and Islam means peace, and they are the false Islam. All the other people who want to kill him, and what this will do, I understand, and I do not feel good that this may bring fear to some Muslim communities with the rise of the English Defence League. But what it will do, it will bring the moderates out, and it will bring them out to give them a voice to say, get out of our community and deal. Like David Cameron, we don't want no pats on the back, but what David Cameron has just come out and said about Islamic immigration, about tackling it, that's because of the English Defence League. That's because of what we've been doing. The Muslim pimping gangs that have been left to roam our streets for 20 years and rape our kids have not been dealt with for 20 years because people were too scared.
Okay.
Now they're tackling it because of the English Defence League.
I need to give Mona, who hasn't said anything for the last 15, 20 minutes, an opportunity to come back in. Edmund, let me thank you. Mona, let me just bring you back in here. How do you feel about somebody like Abdul Salam, who is draped in the Union Jack flag supporting the EDL on Saturday?
Well, whether he chooses to support the English Defence League is a matter for him. In terms of his pride for being British, well, he's certainly not alone there. The vast majority of the Muslim community, contrary to public opinion, are extremely proud of being British. The majority of us, other than those who have come here seeking asylum, have chosen the United Kingdom as our country. My parents chose the UK as their intended home, and I was born here. I am extremely proud to be British. And the trouble is, it seems, just from the dialogue over the past 10, 15 minutes, is that it seems to be a mixture of issues, and things are getting muddled up. Now, we, when I say we in the Muslim community, fully endorse the fact that we live in a country where Sharia law is not part of the legal system. The opening of what's now being called a Sharia court in Cardiff it's an old topic. It's been spoken about before. It is not a court as in a court of law. It is a mediation and arbitration forum, very much similar to what the Jewish community have had for in excess of 100 years, known as the Beth Din, where parties volunteer to take part in mediation in disputes such as boundary disputes with their neighbours, such as if a couple is divorcing, how they want their assets to be divided. It is another form of mediation and arbitration. And in no way, shape or form has the Muslim community ever sought to introduce Sharia law into the United Kingdom. Right. This is simply an alternative dispute resolution mechanism.
We have to leave it there. Thank you very much indeed, Mona Bayoumi. Tommy Robinson, Professor Sir Dan Hopkin, thank you very much indeed. Let's get some...